What if I told you that Bitcoin could be back at $70,000 by the time of the halving, so by April? So literally within the next 4 months, we could see Bitcoin back at 70,000, and we might even see Ethereum back at $5,000. Does that sound too crazy? Well, let me dive into the charts in this video and show you exactly how that actually may be possible. So I'm very much a believer that the charts are all that matters, not the news, not other people's opinion and sentiment and all that kind of stuff. Yes, you can use it for confluence, but the way that most people and most retail investors and traders and just regular people, right, getting involved in the crypto market, it's always the opposite, always the psychology when the markets are crashing and at peak lows and peak fear, and the news is obviously perpetuating, saying it's going to zero when it's already dropped like 80%. That is the best time to buy. Then most people are absolutely not interested. They will sell during that peak fear. They will be in disbelief all the way up, as we're seeing now. You know, this whole year we've been going higher. The technicals have been indicating bullish signals. Basically, I've been sharing this since January, since we crossed the 3-day 50 moving average in January around 20,000. That was the bull signal. Most people have still been in disbelief. And right now, even at 45,000, 44,000, they're still saying, when is the bull market starting? Guys, by the time that the TV and the media and all the talking heads start saying the bull market is here, by the time you start seeing it everywhere on social media, by the time your regular influencers or football players or whoever is now starting to endorse crypto, they've flipped their channel, all their videos are now about crypto. By the time your Uber drivers are talking about Bitcoin and which coins are pulling in another 10x, that is the euphoria. That is almost the very peak. And the opposite, that is when most people start buying, and that is when you should be selling or looking for exit points, because that is just how these markets work. So we have seen that in 2022, peak fear, most people were selling. That is it, okay? But they've been in disbelief all this way, and that's what we're seeing. And if I'm right, then what we could be seeing here is a front-running cycle that's all happening. People are not expecting it. People are still waiting for the halving to be a catalyst, right? When Bitcoin gets cut in half with the new daily supply, meaning that now we're producing 6.25, then we'll be producing 3.125 per block Bitcoin going forward, meaning there's less supply, etc., etc., etc. That has traditionally always kickstarted the new bull market, but now I think we're front running it. I'm not going to go through that in great detail. I've done that many times. Basically, my theory is just the charts are bullish, the liquidity is here, and we have not yet had a rate cut, so everything is lining up potentially for a major global financial crisis at some point in 2024, meaning that we still have that time now for the next few months where things can go absolutely parabolic. If that happens, and so far I've been right with this, but let's see, you know, we take it a week at a time, and the charts lead the way. If that happens and we get to 70, 80, 90, maybe 100,000 by around April or May of 2024, that could very well be the complete peak of the bull market, and we are heading into a new bear market cycle. Okay, so let's look at the chart. If you think that is impossible, let me just show you this. The red bar here is the 2020 price action projected forward onto our current price, okay? So the reason why this is important is it proves the fact that it can actually move this fast. If you think it can't be at somewhere between 70 and 100,000 by April, then this is the proof that it can. Okay, it's literally done that before. Remember in 2020, it went from about 10,000 to 65,000, right? That's a $55,000 move for Bitcoin. Pretty unprecedented in a period of just 6 months. So we started here. If you start the launch period, let's count it here from about 30,000. You add 55,000 to that. That's 85,000. That is exactly this move in the exact same way, in the exact velocity. And you know, time's gonna tell, but look, so far it's been following it up to this point already. If this continues, and obviously what is going to play a massive role is whether or not we get ETF approval. If we get spot Bitcoin ETFs approved early January, right, the sooner it happens, the better it is for this scenario to play out, because that means that the regulated vehicle to be able to deposit billions of dollars into, to buy into this, is available. That means this could continue to push these crypto markets up in a massive way in the next few months. And we're going to have to wait and see. I mean, Bloomberg analyst said 90% chance of approval in January. Mike Novogratz is saying he believes we will get ETF approval before January 10th. Time will tell. But if that happens, then this scenario becomes more likely because it gives us the fuel that we need to continue to push higher. And most people are in disbelief. They do not believe that this can happen or that this will happen. Okay, and then we have other possible scenarios, like for example the FTX and other various collapsed cryptocurrency companies and frauds that may actually be going to recover client funds or portions of them. That could be billions of dollars if that gets distributed also in the next coming weeks. That's all money that can also flow into crypto, and obviously the higher it goes, the more FOMO that gets created. All those billions and billions of dollars sitting in stable coins right now, that is all money that can instantly start flowing in. And then we get this influx of money and it pushes higher and higher. And then we get the narrative that I just shared. Then all of a sudden it starts going on TV. All the influencers, all the people with followings on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok are going to start talking about the next hot coin and this narrative and maybe this NFT collection. And everything starts going in that frenzy. And we get towards the tail end of this bull market euphoria with a massive blow off top. And if this happens in this way, then I would very much suspect that by the time of April, the majority of people who don't know what they're talking about, and yes, I'm gonna be all the YouTubers that are gonna be like, yeah, the bull market is starting, we're going into 2025 with this is only the beginning. They're obviously mostly all going to be wrong, like they usually are. And at that point, it's going to be the peak. And we might be followed by just a massive, massive bear market that doesn't just last 2 years. It might end up lasting double that amount of time, 4 years or so, maybe longer, if this next cycle like this coincides with a global financial market crash like 2008, because crypto hasn't seen one of those. And if that plays out, then we're looking at that. The good news about this, of course, is if it plays out, if you're watching this, you're probably already positioned, right? I don't have a huge following, so if you've been following me, I've been sharing this throughout the year. So you probably are already positioned. That means there's huge upside potential to make massive gains in the next couple of months. And also you'll know what to look out for if this does indeed end up looking like some sort of peak, to be able to sell, get out, realize those gains, and then maybe even short it all the way down. Because even if there is another massive bear market like this, we now know and we are prepared for it, and we know how to short it. We know how these charts work. We know how these markets work. So there is actually even just as much money to be made on the downside as there is on the upside. That's just a different way of approaching it, because on the upside, we can simply buy spot. We can do low cap coins that are going to do 10x, 15x, 20, 30x in a short period of time, and you don't even need leverage there. On the downside, of course, when the market goes down, you're going to need to be more technical, and you are going to need some form of leverage, even if it's just a 2x leverage, to be able to short. But that is completely possible. And of course, I will be sharing all of that in VIP on the way up and on the way down. So if you are not yet a VIP member, on December 28th, I'm permanently increasing the prices by $1,000 of the membership. So there's a couple days left. If you want to sign up, come and join us. The link is in the description down below. There is no risk to you, because when you join, you still have 60 days to ask for a refund if you're not happy, or you think it's not worth it, or it's just not for you. That's fine. But to lock in the lower prices before it increases, save yourself $1,000, sign up, link in the description down below. And then worst case, if you want a refund, you get that. But at least, first of all, you saved yourself the $1,000. And secondly, you get in now before this scenario potentially happens. And you get that ongoing guidance, and you learn how to trade, and you get my market insights and analysis and trade ideas basically on a daily basis. So come and join us in VIP if you're not yet a member. So let me just run you through the 3-day chart real quick. You can see this is just full-blown bull territory. We're above both the 50 and the 200 moving average on the 3-day chart. And when that happens, look, the entire 2020 bull market was above both. Here, the entire 2017 bull market was above both. We are simply in full-blown bull territory until we lose this 3-day 50 moving average, which is currently about 32,000. So even if we do get pullbacks here along the way, this is still very much a high time frame bullish trend, and you can see by the velocity of it how fast it's moving here. This could be very well indeed be playing out in the way that I showed, with this repeat of 2020. So let's see what the next weeks bring us. Same thing with the weekly chart. Look at this. This is just the most bullish chart that you can look at. It's above the 50, above the 200 week moving average. We are very, very close to getting a weekly golden cross. That should happen in the next week or two after we get the weekly close. And this is just full-blown bull territory, right? This is basically the line in the sand. I said 32,000 for the 3-day chart, 30,000. So as long as we're above 30,000 or 32,000, this is full-blown bull, and I'm targeting higher, potentially the all-time highs here by April, by the halving. Let's see how that ends up playing out. Just a quick look at the monthly chart. We won't know the monthly close, obviously, for the next 10 days or so, but I will do an update on the channel. So make sure you are subscribed and following my page, then you will get these updates. So you can see here, each candle here represents 1 month worth of price action, and you can see how strong this is. This is the 4th green month in a similar way to 2020 here. Just massive, strong green months, one after another. We're above the 50-month moving average, higher highs, higher lows, and we are simply here looking for more upside as long as this trend continues. Now, Ethereum is still at 2260. It is lagging a bit behind Bitcoin, but once it gets moving, it will very likely outperform Bitcoin, just as it always has in the past during these bull cycles. Ethereum percentage-wise moves more than Bitcoin to the upside and also more to the downside during bear markets, of course. But you can see over here, for Bitcoin, it is not even a double to get to the all-time high, right? It's 44,000, the all-time high was 69,000, so that's not even a 2x. But for Ethereum, the all-time high you can see over here was like 4,800, so it's more than a 2x for ETH. So in terms of ROI potential, ETH will at some point, as long as this keeps going, outperform Bitcoin to the upside. And you can see over here, if Bitcoin does what I just shared, where it goes to the all-time high or a little bit above by the halving, if we repeat 2020 price action on Ethereum, again, this is completely what happened in the past. This is not some made-up scenario. This is literally how the price moved in 2020. If you overlay that from the starting point of 1,500 or so, you can see that would line up in the same way. We would be above $5,000 or all-time high by the time of the Bitcoin halving, and then who knows if that is going to be the peak of this crypto cycle. Let's say it hits all-time high. Maybe we get another 2 to 4 weeks where altcoins go parabolic, meaning that, in that period of time, and again, this is based on data. Okay, this is not just some random theory that I'm coming up with. This is literally what happened in January of 2018. It is also what happened in the last couple of weeks with altcoins in the last cycle. During the last few weeks, literally talking 2 to 4 weeks, we see altcoins pull massive gains in a cycle, right? And then obviously retrace them completely afterwards. But if this is kind of what happens, maybe in 2 to 4 weeks, we do something crazy, like massive wake up, and then all the way back down again. That is completely a possibility and something to watch out for. So again, I'm sharing with you what has happened in the past, and the more that the bull trend continues, right, the higher the prices go, the more and more likely it actually becomes that this is what is playing out. And a major effect here is going to be, in my opinion, if we get that ETF approval in 2024, but the sooner it happens, the better. If it happens early January, it still gives us that window of a couple of months of upside for that money to flow in, for price to get pushed higher, and for these scenarios that I just shared with you to play out. And of course, what you can see here is, yes, if Bitcoin goes to 70,000 or 80,000, yes, it's a 2x. If Ethereum goes to 8,000, yes, maybe it's a 3 or 4x. But that isn't huge multiples. The money is in the altcoins. We have, in the past 12 months, already seen coins do a 10x, 15x, 30x. You can see over here, this is Solana, which is almost back at $100. You can see that move is here, an 11x from the lows in 2022 in a year. Okay, so the potentials in the altcoins, and you're looking at Sol here at $100. Can it go to $300 or $400? Maybe it does, but even that, again, it's like a 3 or 4x. So at this point in time, Sol isn't the play anymore. That was the play 12 months ago, right? Now, sure, you can still make that. It's still nice. I mean, compared to any traditional investment, if you can make a 3 to 5x, that's fantastic. But what you want to do now is look for coins that are still in accumulation mode, that haven't pumped yet in a crazy way, because as long as the bull market continues, that money eventually is going to start flowing to coins that haven't pumped, because everyone is playing the same game. Everyone is looking for ROI. Everyone is looking for 10, 20, 50x gains. And everyone realizes this, okay? They realize, okay, Bitcoin is not going to give me a 10x anymore. ETH isn't going to give me that. Sol isn't going to give me that. So where is it going to go? And then you start looking at other coins that haven't pumped yet and start looking for those to position yourself before they pump and then get out once you make your multiples. So look, I'm incredibly excited for the next few months for 2024. We are here in a bull market, okay? Bull market. I believe it's a stupid term anyway because it basically has no definition. People throw these terms around like, what is a bull market? How do you define it, right? They're like, oh, when I hear it on TV. No, that's not a bull market. We talk about bullish trends and bearish trends. So what your average person refers to as a bull market is basically a high time frame bullish trend, which means it's on the daily or on the weekly chart where we are making higher highs and higher lows. That is really the definition of a bull trend or bull market. And most people mistake bull market by just pointing out the euphoria phase of the whole bullish trend and the bull cycle by the time it gets on TV and the Uber drivers are talking about it, etc., etc. That is not the bull market. The bull market has already been starting, the bullish trend, since January of 2023. So we are right in the middle of that. As long as it continues based on what I've shown you, the moving averages, as long as we're above 30,000 or 32,000 at this point in time, the expectation is for this to continue higher over the coming months, potentially hit all-time highs within the next few months. And really the play is here altcoins. So if you are still watching this, if you are still sidelined and at any point you are interested in crypto, you need to start considering taking action right now rather than waiting until your Uber driver is telling you about it, because then it is too late. Okay, so if you don't want to get involved in crypto and you're never going to buy, that's cool. But don't be the person who is getting this information, who's being told about this over and over and over for weeks and for months, doesn't take action, and then at the very top, when you get that FOMO, you finally decide to buy the top and ride it all the way down. Don't be that person, okay? Right now I'm telling you, the opportunity is still here. If you need more help, you need guidance, you don't know where to get started, join my VIP membership. That is why I created it. I've got all the courses, the training. I literally give daily updates, chart insights. I share my own trades, my own coins that I'm buying, own levels in real time. I'm here to answer questions personally. You get access to our entire Discord community, more than 2,000 members. If you want to know how to get started, come and join us in VIP. The price increases by $1,000 on December 28th. So lock in current prices. Link is in the description down below. You have a full 60 days. If you change your mind, you can get a full refund, no strings attached. But save yourself $1,000. Sign up before December 28th. Link is in the description down below. I wish you happy holidays. I don't know if I'm still going to make any more videos still this year. I will try my best to still make another one or two before the end of the year. But either way, I wish you happy holidays, a happy end of the year. And I'm very much looking forward to 2024 and riding this crypto wave with you guys.